Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing good. I'm kind of in mourning. Well, not kind of, I actually am mourning. Lost what I thought were friends, but turned out not to care. And that, see, the thing is, that's why I come up with the word insipid today. Not the scientific incipient. It's different. So you can look that up, but I'll give you the gist of what it means. But vaculent, vapid, um, let's see, what would it be? Another, oh, there's other ones. I'll think of it here. I don't know. I am actually in the frame of mind of the people that have God in their heart and are really lonely nowadays, and the effect that it actually has on us with our lack of human interaction, and how that actually does affect our health. Um, because everybody's got to have somebody to talk to, right? Or you would hope that they do, if they're a good person. If you're insipid and foolish and not going anywhere, well then, I'm not really going to have a lot of compassion for people like that. But so we might have some noise. I have my dishwasher going. Yeah, it's just another day. But I thought, well, I'll roll some cigarettes and just talk to whoever is listening to me. Evidently must feel much the same way I do, that we feel like a lot of the people around us in our lives are actually like the walking dead. They're so void of feeling, and not just the compassion with human beings, because that can be fake. You know, that doesn't prove anything actually. They say, well, watch a person's actions and not just listening to their words. Well, that's true. And over time, um, it will test out true. But initially, if you like, say you're watching somebody on here and you think, well, that's really cool, they have good information or whatever, and then you find out that it's not true and your hopes are dashed, it's like just another one bites the dust. It leaves us in a state of mourning, you know. So anyway, who's the morning star? Does anybody know? I'm sure you have your ideas on that. I could tell you mine, but most people aren't like recognizing what's in front of their face. So in astrology, it's Venus, because that can be the first star seen in the morning, not the sun. You don't uh, see the morning star by a planet, if you see what I mean. The sun is a planet. Venus is considered a planet, but in the sky it's considered a star in astrology, and a planet. But, you know, or you could say you're under like a star sign, like if Leo is the house of the sun or whatever. I'm just saying. I don't remember all that, like just specifically, and some of you astrologers out there probably know a little bit more. or can remember a little bit more. That's not my major issue on this planet. Mine is asking the liars out there, what do you want your last words to be? That's my question of the day. Cheers, everybody. Wouldn't that be an interesting question to ask all the bad actors and they're not acting, they're actually evil people? You'll never convince me that people that are doing harm to other people aren't evil, you know. And yeah, God can use evil for good, but that isn't Satan's wish or plan. He does not wish anybody well. Are you been kidding me? I have to distance myself from people. It's hard. It really is when you think that you actually have a friend and you find out you don't. That fucking sucks. You know what I mean. You've been through it too. You know, it's just hard to really, like, I have to almost have it beat into my head that there's just certain people that are so self driven that they just don't care. I mean, they'll say and do anything. Yeah, do anybody. Yeah, that too. Whoa, huh? Talk about a Freudian slip there. Whoa. Mm. There's another Freudian slip for the Khazarians that keep it all in the family. What's a Freudian slip? Oh, just something you saw your mother in. Oh, whoa, right? Yeah, okay. Enough jokes on that. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Because this is uh the people that are catering to the world leaders that would suppose authority over you or I. So I guess all jokes aren't aside and they're open game, you know. So go for it, you know. As long as we're not brutal. I mean, my words are going to be brutal. If I can find more brutality to throw out here through my words, I'll do it. Oh yeah, I will. Oh, words hurt. Oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Yeah. Anyway, if I don't use your right pronoun. Oh, I'm sure most of you have heard, if not, that there was, let's see, what was it, Korean Jiu-Jitsu, that two women refused to fight in tournaments because men pretending to be women were going to beat the living snot out of them. Yeah, so they refused to participate and they changed the rules where the trans men will have to combat other men and not women. And but for one girl's testament, she didn't know she was fighting a dude until she got underneath him on the mat, and then she's like, "Whoa, something's wrong here." And she had to step up her game and she won the match anyway, but she was in fear of her life because this is a Mortal Kombat sport and men do have bigger bones and bigger muscles, and yes, typically that's a true thing, very true. And so for these girls to be able to really win um, against men, that's exactly what the men on this planet want. But um, yeah, they're pretty cruel to women. Men are most of them are. And actually, the hell of it is they're not cruel to the women that would deserve that. They end up being cruel to the ones who don't. And that's the hell of it right there. That's what makes them insipid. They won't get anywhere with that shit. Not with me. So, and I hope not with other women. If you have men around you in your life that are ignoring your femininity, or it's like what they did to Christ, letting the guilty go and punishing the innocent. It's the same thing that's happening in this world to people right now. So it is pretty sad in all reality. And what's it going to be like in 10 or 20 years if this men wanting women's rights? What? Are you kidding me? Is this fucking real? You know? Somebody tell me it's just a nightmare. When are we going to wake up, right? Oh, anyway. What a bunch of mentally ill. And that brings back to mind, did you know that if you're against homosexuality, um, mental health care professionals will label you a latent homosexual, meaning that if I don't agree with your viewpoint, that makes me have something inside of myself wanting the same sex as a sexual partner. And it's like that thought has never crossed my mind and it never will. So that theory, that tells me if that's the way that the mental health care professionals actually view people in the world, there's a lot of sick and people out there, you know, latent homosexual because I don't agree with it. Mm, whatever. Why don't you ask the last woman that tried to come on to me how that went? And if she actually thought that there was anything in me that reciprocated. Yeah. But they have their theories based on everybody else. you know, that's okay. It'll all come out in the wash. Most stains, filthy ass stains, do. Oh yeah, I'm wearing black because I'm in mourning from the foolish people that don't see goodness right in front of them and don't even care. That's the point. People that would call you or I a liar and they've been caught in lies. Somebody like that, it's like, oh, so I got a liar standing on false virtues, pointing a finger at me, and I would stake my soul on being honest, and they wouldn't. What does that tell me? That tells me that they're dead. you know, they don't have any human emotions to share. That's what that tells me. They're void, vapid, vacuous. uh, Insipid. There's another one I was trying to get in there with that. It's like, I'm thinking like vapor, like smoke. There's another word that correlates with that. Oh my goodness. Like you're not here for, um, you're not of substance. That nothing that's tangible, that's going to be around, like you're temporary, or, you know, like vaporous. But there's another word in there I'm searching for, and I used the Merriam-Webster dictionary. You got to use an old one. If you haven't read an old Merriam-Webster dictionary, you don't even know words. I'm serious. You can think you do, but you don't, because every language in the world is represented there, and only there. And when they changed it after 1921, you're out of luck with the true meaning of what everything is. So, I mean, yeah, it makes it easier to fool people, you know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure a lot of us, and not just because of our age, but a lot of people that are a little bit older on this planet have a better understanding of language, and our vocabulary is vast, you know, compared to these people now that don't know how important spell casting is, and the reality of the witchcraft behind the whole stuff, you know. Anyway, yeah, they're not too bright. But the Lord told me, well, isn't that sweet cupcake got any other lies that the Lord told you? You know, some days are easier than others, but today is a little difficult for me. It's like, wow, these liars, I cannot stand it. I really can't. And I've been confronted with some really, really weird things the last few days here that it's all I can do to not act out. Like I told Doug, I was thinking about hitting him. I was just thinking about it. And he said, I don't really want to. And I said, but yeah, I did. I really did want to. And I pretended to kind of kick at him. And he said, see, that's all you can do. He said, and that's what I would say. Is that all you can do? And I said, no, you would not be saying that. I have one of the most powerful kicks on this planet, and he would not be saying, is that all you got, when I got done. But I did control my temper, because I don't like being lied to. I don't like being hoovered and gang stalked, and the lies are what gets me. That somebody could pretend they're a virtuous human being and be lying right to my face, you know. That part gets me. But what can you do? You can listen to it, but you can also react to it, you know. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reacting to the lies I've been told lately, and the lies I hear other people spreading. You know, just because Satan's got a certain thing he wants to go on in this world, turning everybody into half male and half female, doesn't mean that's the way it's going to go, and that doesn't mean that's the way it is. Because obviously, logic dictates that is not what human beings are, but we've got some really um, greed-driven entities spreading lies for their own gains. So there's nothing we can really do about that part because at every turn, whether it's mainstream media or social media or whatever, we're going to have a certain amount of freaks that just don't value virtues and families and the good things in life that are peaceful and pleasant and those types of things. They just don't hold value in that type of thing. So distancing myself is all I can really do. But when I have somebody walk in and lie right to my face, well, anyway, I started playing music. It's like, yeah, that helps. Played about 3, 4 songs, maybe 5. So, and then he quits talking because he can't handle the upbeatness of the whole thing or the downtrodden whatever I'm playing, you know, or I mean musically. I don't play, but yeah, except music. These liars, connivers, weasels. You're not going to have a reward. You know, you already had your fun in the sun. You're done. Anyway, yeah, it's disgusting. I cannot, I passionately hate liars. I have had liars do the most hideous things, and there isn't anything they won't do or say. That's the hell of it, you know. If it were only one lie, I could overlook maybe one, but when a whole twisting of society and families and that type of stuff is based on um, the conglomeration of many, many lies, not just one, but orchestrated just to keep human beings subservient, you know, and alone and sad and down. You know, it's like, no, I gotta say something. You know, it's like, no. If anybody out there actually thinks that somebody with a satanic mindset is helping you, God help you. I'm not going to say God help them because obviously they are not playing on the same side. So, no, God hinder them at their every move, no matter what. Physically, mentally, I don't care. If you're a liar and you're working for the father of all lies, I wish you nothing but ill will. I'm past praying for these stupid people. I'm not doing it anymore. I want them to get what they deserve, not the innocent people that don't deserve to be hurt. But the vile and the wicked and the ones that would applaud their wickedness and just sit by while innocent people are crying and hurt. Nah, I don't wish them any well at all. So these little is with their pronouns and the rest of their crap. You can stick it wherever you want, but I do not wish you well. I told you they were going to start beating up on women, that it's exactly what they want to do to make it so there are no more moms. So, and there are men that do not deserve a good woman in their life. They just don't. They get what they give. So, and hopefully they'll get more than what they gave for their efforts on the dark side, you know. Anyway, lying. Yeah, I'm talking to you. For a person in particular that doesn't appreciate what's valuable to God. We're past the time of coddling evil. We don't do that. We don't sit there and you don't get on your knees and cry for what's evil. Don't do it, you know. Even like with my kids, I put it in God's hands. It's like, okay, you want to walk on the dark side? There you go. Bye. Have a nice trip while you're falling. Anyway, kid or no kid, whatever. And no, I didn't raise them feeling like that. That took their adulthood and their supposed manliness to instill that type of feeling in me. You know, there's always hope, but I can't sit there and cry and pray about it. Yeah, I'm in mourning, you know. Might be a little bit premature in some people's minds, but not really. Not in the real world. I can just appreciate the men that are actually out there sticking up for women and not buying into this Baphomet and saying like this is Satan's world and all the rest. They're retarded, and even calling him like the king of the world, or you know, they so he controls the flesh. Not if you have God in your heart, he doesn't. He wasn't permitted to do anything. He does not have permission or authority over you or I in any way. And these creatures will pay the consequences of their actions. They're yeah, they're warped, but it's their free will. That's what they chose to do. You can't sit there and praise God and spread Satan's lies at the same time and say you are of God. It just doesn't work like that. You don't work for Satan and praise God. That's not who you're serving. And you can believe that the female spirit that is of tenderness is not the evil on this planet. You better believe it. That is not a female spirit. He controls females and he's got the mind of a female that they have been in control for 1,000 years, and their time is over. And it's going to be apparent pretty soon that they're going to have to crawl back under their rocks. So I can stand on their heads like they deserve. Oh, come here. You're the rock that you're the cornerstone the builders rejected. And your foundation is faulty. Come here, I'm gonna put you back in place so I can stand on you. Just a real dark joke there. Yeah. Talk about twisted. It's a good thing I'm not as stupid as people think I am, believe it or not. Um, things would be a lot worse if some of us bought into the bullshit, but we have God in our hearts, so it keeps us safe from that type of thing, you know? Like I see the title of a video and it's like, no, you're not roping me in anymore. I've got hurt too many times by trusting people I thought were of God. And they can keep saying it, that they only listen to the Father or whatever. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, my heart wouldn't hurt when I would be listening to you. Therefore, you are not operating on the Spirit of God at all. If I get hurt listening to you, you're not a God. Period. So you can hear people say things like that does not make it true. In fact, why would they even have to say it, right? Well, I mean, I say it. Yeah, I do. I guess, yeah, whatever they want to say. Yeah, they're insipid, lying creatures, and they're banding together against decent people. But, oh, we're not decent because we believe in what the structure of a real family is, so that makes us shit to them because we don't buy into the satanic realm of what they want to make happen on our planet. Yeah, well, what kind of world is it going to be for my grandkids? Hate to think. Was that saying? I shudder to think on that one. Anyway, I still am trying to think of that other word and I can't. Yeah, anyway, it's in there. Oh well, the heck with it. There's really nothing I can do. You know, you can't make people love you, but you can make them hate you. You know, seems to me these people are doing a really good job at that. Oh, Excuse me, is hate a bad word? Too bad. I'm not in the mood for you today. Anybody else sick of it? Yeah. Well, I'll judge on the same measure I'm judged. That's all I got to say. In fact, I'll go one step further and just take the lead in all that for you. So, no worries. I'll take it upon myself to just be that hated, you know, because yeah, they do hate me. Men that actually were supposed to be a part of what they call the 144,000, and most of them, but a handful, have failed. That's astounding. Satan must just be happy. It doesn't matter though. They are who they are. It's not like God didn't know, but you know, it's the way it is. The old saying, it's a little gross, but you can't polish a turd. It is what it is. You know, if you go and grab somebody out of hell, then most likely they're going to be a little hellacious. So it's like um, having a pet wolf or a piranha for your pet fish, or, you know, or a vulture for your instead of a parakeet, you know. There's just certain things, you know. Or trying to, well, I don't know, I was going to say trying to run a elephant in a Kentucky Downs or something. I don't know, that elephant might do pretty good. They're pretty quick actually. So that might not be a good analogy, but yeah. So yeah, I'm in mourning because and I shouldn't be, because it really is my own stupidity, my naivety, but it gets me in trouble all the time, you know, being too trusting, you know. So, I mean, I've learned not to be as much, but that we would even have to question another human being's uh, motives, you know. They have every opportunity to stand up and be virtuous, and they choose not to be. So, but they say they praise God. Oh, praise the Lord. Here's some Baphomet shit for you. This is how God made us. You fucking disgusting. Uh, anyway, does anybody miss the days of the postcards of like mommy, a daddy, and the children, and like they're sitting around like a family, and no, you don't have Uncle so and so dressed up like a woman, and just all this weird shit. And I do mean shit. No, like actual real family life. Maybe some of us had never had that. Maybe it's just a fairy tale, you know, but you can dream. You can hope. I had times where I actually thought I had that. like I could almost grab it. It almost felt real, but it was an illusion. Yeah, yeah, it's like that woman in the dress, just an illusion. But the dangers of it are real. That's the heck of it. If people are real passive about that type of thing and won't stand up for women and children, you really should stop breeding. That's my advice. 'Cause they're not mentally insane, they're evil. And get a grip on the reality of that, what's going on this planet, because you know if you're a good person and you get treated poorly, well, that says it all, doesn't it? So maybe you're in mourning too. Maybe you feel much the same way I do, that you feel let down and betrayed, and you know. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I just wanted to verbalize my discontent with these pretense of humans that think they're doing some service for mankind with their lies. Oh, yeah, there's nothing more I can say about that. But like I told Doug, I feel like there's something, something in me when all is said and done. Some of us that they aren't going to get away with what they've done, and you might have a role to play in uh, doling out the retribution that they deserve. No matter who says what, stand up tall and stick to your guns. Don't bow to the whims of the lesser, the weaker, the freaks that don't really care about what it is to be a real human being, a woman or a man or a child. That's what's most important, not these games these creatures are playing with everybody. And I'll just top it off with the reality of it. They want you in pods in a city working menial jobs on an income that they can control, and you'll own nothing and be happy. You don't believe that's what they actually want? But then they also want you to act like Peter Pan too, so if you get the idea there. So yeah, don't be a Wendy. Don't coddle some little freak in tights pretending he's a man when he's acting like a boy. Be careful of that. So, takes a lot to say you're going to lead somebody. Where the are you leading them, and why? What's your motive behind all that shit with your lies and your friends that lie? Where do you think you're going to get with all that in the end? That's, like I said, Insipid. So what do you want your last words to be? You want lies on your lips when you suck your last breath of air? Something to think about. All right, everybody. Appreciate you joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love. from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.